What's up, boys? Alan here. Today I'm ranking consoles. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm ranking consoles. Uh, I only have a couple. Like, it's only 12. So I'm not ranking the full category. There's actually 14. But I'm not ranking the full categories of consoles, just the big ones in recent years since like the late 90s to now. Excluding some of the crappy ones like the PSP. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Let's just rank the first one I remember. I think it was the PlayStation. Came out in like 98 or something, 99. It was pretty good. Never really played it. I have a PlayStation, the original, but it just doesn't work. Um, hmm. The Nintendo 64. It's a pretty good console, especially the games it had. The games were really what made it good. Uh, can we note why does it go from barely a console to D? Shouldn't like it just be trash, not D? Whatever. I'm not in the business of being very picky right now. The next one, which one do I want to do? The PlayStation 2. I didn't like the PlayStation 2. Did not. I can't really say about anyone else, but I didn't like the PlayStation 2. I don't know why. I just didn't. Not as much as the 3 or the 4. Let's see. The next one will be the GameCube. GameCube is a legendary one. It's very similar to the 64, except it's a lot stronger, but didn't have some of the games the 64 did. But you can still port it over, I believe. So it was still just phenomenal. Legendary console. I do the Xbox original. It was a decent console. Again, I didn't play this one either, but I've got to put them at like a mid tier, just cause. I mean, very standard stuff. Let's see, which one I want to put next. The DS. I enjoy the DS. I'm a DS connoisseur, as they call it. I play a lot of old DS games on it. I play 3DS a lot. It's still fun. 3DS is another one right there. Yeah, I still play a lot of DS games. It's still fun. I mean, even if they are older, they still are fun. I enjoy them a lot. And they were good, especially when they came out. PlayStation 3, good console. Very good console, actually. I mean, it's hard to beat a good console like the PlayStation 3. But the Xbox 360 did. I'm an Xbox guy. I grew up playing the Xbox 360 and whatnot. So I'm going to be a little biased to the 360. But can we be honest? It's just a phenomenal console. Definitely the best in the Xbox line. Like, Xbox peaked with the 360 and it just hasn't gone up since. And vice versa, PlayStation peaked at the 4. Or at least for now. I don't think Series S is that great. But anyways, moving on to the next one, we have the Wii. Also a legendary console. Come on. This had to be there. It's actually Nintendo's most... I'm going to be honest. The Wii is the best console. There's just no debate. Best console. My phone doing? Anyways, I played a lot of Wii games too. I actually just found my Wii recently and put it up in my room. Started playing a bunch of games on it at night at like 2 in the morning. I have nothing better to do with my life than play Wii games like Mario Kart at 2 in the morning. I need something. I need a distraction and a hobby. The next one I will touch on is the 3DS. The 3DS was alright. I mean, it was just the DS but 3D, but I actually didn't enjoy a lot of the games on the 3DS just because they looked and felt weird because they're trying to port it to 3D and whatnot. I mean, to be frank, the only games I still play from the DS era is Pokemon games, but still, I mean, you could tell it looked weird in the transition, especially like X and Y looked good, but then you went to like, and I'm skipping a whole another game. Then you went to Sun, Moon, and whatnot, and it just looked trash. It looked pretty bad. But the graphics being weird and clunky didn't really matter much. It was 3D. It was cool. But the DS is still simply better. The next one I will go and touch on is the Wii U. Come on. The Wii U sucks nuts. It sucks fucks, actually. It's the worst console ever. They followed the Wii, the best console probably ever, with the Wii U. It's like they try to make the Nintendo Switch, but constrict it to entirely, like, you needed a remote to play. The Wii U tried to make exclusivity, but you still needed the Wii U plugged in for the actual console to work. It's not like it's just a console on its own. That's where the Wii U really fell off and failed. Next one, Xbox One. It is a decent console. If I'm being completely honest with you, unbiased and whatnot. I mean, the Xbox One was just okay. You know what? I'm actually going to move this down because I don't think the 3DS should be that high. But back to the one. I had the one for most of the lifespan of the Gen 4 consoles. Or Gen 3 for Xbox, I guess. For the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 rivalry, I had the one more than the PlayStation 4. It was just okay. I mean, it wasn't a great console. The space was always a problem. It always ran out of space too quickly. Certainly, the fact you had to pay for Xbox Live has never been better than PlayStation Network, where it's free. Like, you get online games and play online for free. I don't get why Xbox try to monopolize and capitalize us trying to be with our friends, and you can't even join a party. You couldn't even join a party without what is it? Game Pass, not Game Pass. Whatever the subscription was for like $4 or $5 a month. That's just scum. You don't have to do it for the 360. They just try to capitalize on it, and but the games weren't great either. I mean, no, they weren't great. Instead, we'll talk about a console that had good games. The PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 was a very good console and better than the Xbox One for the main reason that you don't have to pay to be online. And the controller feels better in my hand whenever I hold it. That's basically it. But the exclusive games you got on the PlayStation 4 were infinitely better than the ones you got on Xbox One. Spider-Man. God of War. God, what other games are exclusive? Skyrim's not exclusive. I think that's an Xbox exclusive, actually. There was a bunch of other good exclusive games that PlayStation 4 had that Xbox One couldn't get, and it's just really... It couldn't withhold the test of the battle of attrition with the PlayStation. PlayStation 4 was easily better by far. The Switch. Personal bias here. I love the Switch. Okay, so why isn't 3 Nintendo consoles up there? What? Anyways, I love the Switch. The Switch is my favorite console. Now, to be fair, I ran out of games to play on it. I still play through a couple of my older games, especially Smash. But I love my Switch. I love it. I mean, you could put all that into a little handheld device that you can plug in and play on your TV. That's impressive, right? I mean, props Nintendo for coming up with some great technology. Nintendo's still a pretty dog company, but they came up with something pretty good. So I love my Switch. I love it. Let's get this out of the way. D, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X are just shit. They're just shit. I mean, they're not great. There's no good games out for them yet. There's no point to buy them. Just to say, oh, I got an extra router or an extra fridge in my room. Yeah, look at me spending $500 fucking dollars just to let it sit and gather dust. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're letting it gather dust because there's nothing to play on it but old PlayStation 4 or Xbox One games. So why would you buy it? Don't buy it. Save your money. We're going through a pandemic still. Save your money. But yeah, that was my list. Completely fair, unbiased. I stretched it out to about 10 minutes. I'm happy with myself. I thought it'd be like a 5-minute video that was speed running the first couple. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video and are new to the channel, subscribe and leave a like down below. And I'll see everyone in the next video. Peace out.